What is going on, guys? My name is Repel from youtube.com/user/RepelGames, and we are having battle number 91. Now, before I get right into this battle, I am going to warn you guys that I am recording this battle with my laptop, so the audio might be a little shitty, but the quality of the video should be nonetheless superb. So, moving on, we're up against opponent Zhao. Zhao has the Dragonite, Darkrai, Gengar, Ninetales, Electivire, and Gliscor. I'm bringing Sableye, Rotom-H, Milotic, Roserade, Mega Pinsir, and Claydol. Let's get right on to it. I apologize that the audio might sound a little bit bad. Not my voice, but the audio of the battle itself. My voice is perfectly fine, but this battle will still remain really good. So off the bat, I'm going to lead off with the Sableye because I know that my opponent's going to lead off with the Gliscor. I went for the Will-O-Wisp hoping he won't get hit, or hoping he won't activate his Toxic Orb. Unfortunately, I do miss, so in this turn I decided to go for a substitute. Yes, I don't have Taunt. Now that I think about it, I really wish I had Taunt on the Sableye, simply because Taunt would have, helped so much. As it turns out, this Gliscor doesn't have a Toxic Orb. So that's actually kind of sweet, so I'm thinking, I just might be able to, still burn it. I'm going to go for a substitute just in case he wants to go for, Toxic. Turns out he doesn't have Toxic. He has Earthquake and Sludge Bomb and Substitute. So, pretty sure this is more like a physical, attacking Gliscor, and that's great. Now he does go for the Aerial Ace, and it is Stab, so we know for a fact that this Gliscor is all invested in attack. Otherwise, my, substitute would not fade. Regardless, I'm going to go for the Nightshade, and what's so great about Nightshade is it always, 100%, destroys Substitute, simply because they both do 25% of HP. Now he does go for the Earthquake, and I do miss my Will-O-Wisp again, so unfortunately that Earthquake is going to do quite a lot. So I'm like, alright, fuck this shit, this is complete bullshit. I missed Will-O-Wisp twice in a row, so I'm just going to get out of here. I'm going to go for Claydol, very obvious switch, but regardless, he does go for the Earthquake. Yes, Claydol does have Levitate, and I could go for the Stealth Rocks right now, but actually I just want to get rid of this Gliscor. I'm so pissed at this Gliscor, He misses. My Sableye misses the Will-O-Wisp twice, and the Gliscor gets a critical, so I need to kill it. So finally, I do kill it, and things are looking pretty darn sweet. I can still go for Stealth Rocks. Now he does go for a Darkrai, and I'm thinking, well, I thought maybe I could live one Dark Pulse, but instead of going for Dark Pulse or even Dark Void, he went for a Focus Blast. Maybe it's a misclick, I'm not too sure, but regardless, here comes the Stealth Rocks. So I got my Stealth Rocks, which is awesome because my opponent still has the Ninetales and the Dragonite. So that's pretty darn sweet. Now naturally he does go for a Dark Void. That's actually a very smart move because I'm pretty sure I can live one Dark Pulse, seeing how Claydol has massive special defense. And I'm just like, well, nothing in my team really wants to take a Dark Pulse. Or even, like, as I mentioned, if my opponent decides to break Sleep Claws, which, if they're running a Darkrai, chances are Sleep Claws is not really gonna affect this battle, but I'll go ahead and just went for a Rotom. I knew he's not gonna go for another Dark Void, so I thought, well, I am Choice Scarf, I can go for a Volt Switch, do as much as I can before, he lands another Dark Pulse, and I'm thinking, well, I kind of just have to sack off my, Claydol. I already set up Stealth Rock, so that's actually okay. I don't really mind it too much. So as you can see, it doesn't quite finish me off, and that's cool and all, but again, I'm asleep, and I only have 30 motherfucking HP left, so yeah, I'm just gonna let him die. It's all good. Claydol, you did your thing, man. You set up rocks, and that's all you had to do. He killed Gliscor in one shot, and he set up rocks. Moving on, I'm going to go to Rotom now. I have Choice Scarf. I'm going to go for the very obvious Overheat because Volt Switch is not going to be quite enough to kill. My opponent could have actually switched into a Dragonite or a Ninetales to eat up that overheat simply because he already knew that I have Choice Scarf. But hey, it's all good. Now here comes the Ninetales. Lovely shiny Ninetales, but what's even more lovely is that, yes, he gets hit by Rock's damage, and that's pretty sweet. Now it brings up the Drought. It's really scary, okay? And I can't really switch out simply because I have Roserade, Milotic, and Pinsir left. Which are both, I mean, all three of them are weak to Ninetales, even Milotic, because most Drought Ninetales do carry Solar Beam. And yes, as a matter of fact, this Ninetales does have Solar Beam. So I really couldn't switch out my Milotic, and I can't switch out my Roserade, nor my Pinsir. It's just too freaking scary. Yes, I still have Sableye, but Sableye is just gonna have to let him die. I figured, you know what? At least, I'd rather just have my Sableye die rather than my Rotom, because my Rotom is still pretty useful. It has Choice Scarf, it can still outspeed a lot of things. I'm thinking, well, this is my only bet now, hoping that Thunderbolt can kill, but it cannot, obviously. Ninetales has massive special defense, but at least I get a Paralysis, right? Not that it really matters. When I get paralyzed, I can never land a hit, but when my opponents get paralyzed, it makes no difference, but hey, it's all good. From this range, I thought I can just send out Pinsir. He is paralyzed, and he's just gonna sack off his Ninetales, which is really sweet. I'm really glad he let his Ninetales stay in, simply because Pinsir has Moxie, and I'm thinking, alright, this is really sweet. I can actually start setting up now. I have +1 attack, I can Mega Evolve and destroy this Dragonite, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Keep in mind, regular Pinsir is kind of slow, so this Dragonite might actually have a chance to outspeed me. And if he has like a move like Fire Punch in the sun, he could potentially kill me. Fortunately for me, he went for Earthquake, and that's really sweet because I'm Mega Pinsir, I'm Flying type 2, and I'm going to go for the Aerialate Thrash. If you guys don't know what Aerialate is, it's basically, it turns any normal move into a fighting move, and it gives a nice extra boost of attack. So Gengar no longer resists Thrash because, well, my Thrash is not a normal type move. It's a fucking flying type move. He does go for a Mega Evolution. He does go for Shadow Ball. Thank God, again, this Gengar does not have Thunderbolt or some shit. So I do live his attack, which is really sweet. And I'm just going to go for another Thrash and destroy motherfucking Gengar. That's right. Mega Pinsir versus Mega Gengar. Mega Pinsir definitely triumphs. I am confused, unfortunately. Not that it really matters because Electivire does resist Thrash, since Thrash is the flying type. So I thought, let's switch out. I could stay in and go for an Earthquake, hoping that I don't hit myself in confusion. But knowing me, guys, I'm Repel Games. I have the shittiest luck. So I'm going to absorb an electric move with Roserade. It still does a decent amount, simply because this Electivire does have Life Orb. And would you guys look at that? He gets one-shot paralysis. So it's an eye for an eye, right? You know, I paralyze his Ninetales and he paralyzes my Roserade. But as you'll see, I am incredibly unlucky. Here I'm for a Sleep Powder, but of course, I am paralyzed, and yes. So from this range, I simply just have to let Roserade die. I was really hoping Roserade could land that Sleep Powder and, you know, pretty much, you know, just keep using, you know, Giga Drain and finish off this sleeping Electivire, but unfortunately, that's okay though, as thanks to Electivire landing all those moves and dropping his own HP with Life Orb, I'm able to send out my Mega Pinsir and finishing off Electivire. So, pretty darn sweet. I didn't get to show off my Milotic, but nonetheless, that was an amazing battle. Thank you, Jiao. Excellent team, and excellent play, excellent battle. So, I apologize once again for, you know, a slightly shitty audio, but nonetheless, thank you so much. If you guys like this Mega Pinsir semi-sweep, let me know by liking this video. Also, make sure to like, comment, especially for that Mega Pinsir versus Mega Gengar, and subscribe. Thank you all.